HD video time. Hello, I am TheZOMBIEJ. Time to talk about Bionicle OSTs. Well, I already did this, but it's time to talk about, well, something that might concern physical, people who collect physical media, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, vinyl records, cassette tapes, VHS tapes, game cartridges. You know, physical media, it's the best media. One thing we didn't get in terms of physical media during Bionicle G1's run are the soundtracks. Straight from the games, ripped from the games. These soundtracks were supplied by the Biomedia Project. And well, it's nice to download them, but they should be there should always be a physical version. Now, I get it. There are some soundtracks that are rather short, like Bionicle the Game GBA, or some of those web games. Yeah. I mean, you could always put them on like a 2-inch disc. You know, like with the Bionicle mini CDs. That's another thing I'll talk about in a future video. Those CDs. The soundtracks should, regardless, they should still be available physically. And while we didn't get that in G1, we could always burn them to a CD ourselves. And thus, I took the time out of my life to burn with this. The Legend of Matanui Alpha Rip. This was uploaded to YouTube originally. 22 individual tracks. Obviously, that's not the full soundtrack. I'll have to listen to that digitally. But this is a version of the soundtrack that will fit on one disc. 5-inch disc. I was listening to this earlier today. Fortunately, I couldn't enjoy it due to the last track having skips. And it's not a fault on the track itself, it's the disc being stupid. CDs. You see what I'm saying, right? CDs used to be cool back when they came out in 1987, I remember. I think. Whoa. I wasn't born in 87, but I know the history. And while CDs are still being produced and released nowadays, only a minority of folks are actually purchasing them in 2025. I'm one of them. I still collect CDs. In fact, my last CD that I got recently was this. Dropout by Mad Kid. Awesome album. And, the thing is, I shouldn't have to burn a soundtrack to a CD. Now, obviously, shorter soundtracks I had to, put on the same disc. I have a couple of discs here that I have burned multiple soundtracks to one disc because they're so fucking short. Now, while I have a massive, complete expanded edition of the Bionicle the game for PC, GameCube, PS2, whatever, OST, I have that on I uploaded it to YouTube. You can find that in my soundtracks playlist. I can't burn all of that to a disc because that's less than 2 hours. And the massive complete edition of the Legend of Matanui OST, can't burn that to one CD. It's an hour and a half roughly, and that's why digital exists. It seems a lot of people, too many in fact, have embraced the concept of digital media to an unhealthy extent, to where that's the only media they care about. Digital downloads in terms of like music, movies, TV shows, books even, or manga. The digital age, I can tell you what. And so this, the digital age has definitely taken the Bionicle soundtracks and just have them available on the Biomedia project to download. Now, obviously, I've had to fix the tags and whatnot and convert some files. So I just would love to have these soundtracks physically. Now, while I do now, because I burned them to CDs, it would be nice to have an actual, legit, official, physical representation of these soundtracks. Nathan First, in 2017, released remastered editions of the Bionicle Miramax trilogy films: Mask of Light, Legends of Metro Nui, and Web of Shadows. Nathan First released those digitally because it was easier. It was easier to release them digitally, simply because, you know, getting those physically, you have to go through, you know, licensing and also getting the factories ready for pressing the CDs and working with a label. It's all a pain in the ass, so I can understand why Nathan First decided to stick with the digital idea instead of physical. While I have those soundtracks digitally, it would have been nice to have a physical option as well, CD or vinyl. Now, John DeAndra didn't do the same thing with the Bionicle: The Legend Reborn soundtrack. It's still on the Biomedia project, and it is ripped straight from the movie, so you will hear some audio samples from voice actors, Michael Cummings and whatnot, playing as Akar. You will hear voices in the background of the music, and trust me, it adds something to the music, but kind of in the wrong way. So I just prefer to have the option of physical Bionicle soundtracks available to me whenever I can purchase them. Now, while Liam Vakiti of the Beaver House contacted, he was going to contact David Madden to have his Legend of Motunui soundtrack available on Spotify as an official release. This never happened, apparently, as far as I know, and it's still in the Biomedia project. So, I don't know. What do you think? Is physical media really dead? I don't think so. It's in limbo for the most part. It's locked in limbo, and it feels like so many people have, too many people have embraced this digital idea to the point where it's an unhealthy obsession. And I can't get behind that. I mean, I have to have my physical CDs, you know. I have a stereo. It works 100% fine. But eventually the ball bearings in the disc center thing will disappear, and then I'll have skips, and yeah, then I'll have to replace it. Shouldn't have to do that, but that's why digital exists. The problem with digital is you'll have you'll run into corrupted files. You'll have viruses tagged with it. You'll have, you know, like a Trojan horse or something like that. You'll run into all kinds of issues that you yourself will have to deal with, and that is not a good thing. That's not a good thing. You shouldn't be burdened by the digital age. You know, it's just kind of sad, to be honest. Now, obviously, it seems that nowadays people have gravitated. Some people have gravitated more towards physical, just because, you know, the digital idea is sort of worn on them. And, well, this I approve of, because it should always be collecting physical media to have that physical collection. In my closet, I have all my metal CDs, with the exception of Rob Zombie and White Zombie, which are all over here in this CD tower with some other stuff. And I'm proud of the collection that I have, including all the burn CDs. So, I mean, to not get the Bionicle soundtracks, be it G1 or G2, doesn't matter. Would have been nice to have them physically. It really would have. And I shouldn't have to burn them to a physical disc in order to have them physically. You see what I'm saying? It's best to have that physical option available when it is necessary. And, well, I can understand some people arguing, well, these soundtracks are too old, they can't be, no one's gonna pay for old soundtracks. You're lying. Old soundtracks, be it from the 2000s or as far back as 1978 or something like with Halloween, people will always enjoy old scores, old soundtracks, old OSTs. You think otherwise, you're clearly wrong, and you have no idea what you're talking about. Get the fuck out. Soundtracks are just great things, you know. You'll have emotional moments, you'll have exciting moments, you'll have really just fantastic stuff done by these composers. And while Bionicle tends to have nice music for the most part, there will always be some people that cry foul to that. Some Bionicle OSTs tend to be a little repetitious. Some OSTs will be better than others, for the most part, but they all are fantastic in scope. Unfortunately, some people are not willing to latch on directly to the physical idea. So if you don't like having a physical copy of a Bionicle soundtrack, you're not a real music fan. Go get yourself a copy of the Enemy at the Gates soundtrack. That's some good stuff. James Horner is a fantastic composer. I sold my copy, so there you go. The Bionicle soundtracks, it just would have been nice to have them physically, be it for free or for, I don't know, $10 to $15. I would pay. I would pay $10 to $15 a copy, a piece, for all the soundtracks. Now I get some, again, some of those soundtracks are too short. You could still have them on a 5-inch disc and have a complete, like, digipack box set. Like, for example, this one, oh, come on, get the fuck out of here. Let Sleeping Corpses Lie by White Zombie. This contains 4 discs. 4 CDs and a DVD. Fantastic compilation, box set, whatever. So it can be done, but are people willing to pay for a complete box set of Bionicle soundtracks, be it short or long? I'm not so sure, because some people can be stingy when it comes to physical media. Takes up space. You're better off using that space for something else. I get it. But embrace the idea of physical media while it still exists. Because obviously some record labels and companies are trying to push physical media out of the way in favor of digital, and this has been going on for the past decade or so. Fortunately, it's not working. It's not working 100%. And with streaming sort of falling short as well, I don't think the physical media will go anywhere anytime soon. It's here to stay, for sure. You companies think otherwise, you're wrong. 100% wrong. So, if you want to embrace this physical idea, go get yourself a copy of, I don't know, Astro Creep 2000 by White Zombie on a vinyl. Get yourself a record player. Spin that wax. Now, obviously there's a cost to it. You're going to be paying quite a bit of money for a vinyl record of an album that's from 1995. However, it is 100% worth it. Now, if you want a CD copy instead, that's fine. With a CD, you don't have to flip to the other side. It's the same with cassette tape. You flip to the other side. So, if you want to start a physical collection because you don't have one yet, well, I'd say start with, your favorite bands or your favorite artists. Which ones have physical albums? Think about it and go purchase you some. While you're at it, you might as well pick up a stereo or a CD playing boombox. One that works, obviously. I have a Naxa branded stereo. Got it for Christmas last year because I needed a new one. You can find it at Walmart. Walmart.com. It's out there. Enjoy this physical idea while it's still here. Get yourself a turntable and some vinyls. Or get yourself a cassette tape deck and a bunch of cassette tapes. And play those too. You can find all 3 of these physical medias at VStock if you have one of those resale shop near you. If you don't, that's too bad. The fact that I had to burn these Bionicle soundtracks to blank discs really says something about LEGO with soundtracks. They don't really, release a ton of soundtracks physically. You're lucky to see a digital release of a soundtrack, and I've seen plenty. Trust me, I have them. But still, would have been nice to have a physical copy. That's it for this video. Sorry about the darkness that's surrounding me, but yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I promise this time. And I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks later. Have a good fucking day, and peace.